So in this video, I want to talk about the nil object. You may have seen the nil object before, like when we use our puts command, we get the contents of what we were putting to our screen, and then we get a return value of nil. And I'll go into why this happens in a second, but let me first explain that nil in Ruby is the absence of anything. If you're familiar with other like compile-based languages, this would be somewhat of the equivalent to null. So what do we mean by the absence of anything? So if we have an array, and we have an array of 1, 2, 3, we can access either 0, 1, or 2. Those are the indexes of these contents. So if we do 0, we will expect a returned output of 1. And same with if we did array 1, we'd get 2. If we did array 3, we'd get, or if we did array 2, we'd get 3. Now, if we tried doing array 3, which would technically have to be another element in the array after 3, so likely in this array would be 4, here we should expect a nil value, right? And then if we try it again, array 10, nil value, because there's nothing there. And that's what nil is essentially. And we can check if something is nil by using the nil question mark command. So if we do array 3 dot nil, we are asking for the array index position 3, is there anything there? And this equates to true because it is nil. Now, if we did array 0, it would equate to false because there is something there. So what nil is it's actually an object of its own. So if we do nil.class, we see that nil is an instance of the nil class. But nil is the only instance of the nil class. There's nothing else that you could type in Ruby that would return, that would be a part of the nil class. But say for the fixnum class, we have different instances, right? We have 1.class is a fixnum, 2.class is a fixnum, but the nil class is what's known as a singleton class, and it's the only instance of this class, and it only has a job of telling us whether something is there or not. And quickly going back to the puts command, we can see again, just running through it, we print out a string and then we get a return value of nil. That's because the puts command, what it does is it puts out our contents, and then it's as if we clicked enter and went down to the next line and checked for something else to put in there. And because with this puts command and the contents it has now, there's nothing else to output to the screen, so we get a return value of nil. And you will always get that with the puts command. It'll go through all of the values you want to print, and then your last value will be the returned value, and that will be nil. So if we did puts a string, and then 1, or well, yeah, we'll find 1, we get a string, and then enter 1, and then enter nothing here, return nil. So that's the nil class. It's an important concept in Ruby, and I just wanted to make sure it was explained. Thanks, guys.